When a disease breaks out in a developing country, they may not have the funds to stop it before it spreads and becomes a pandemic. That's why in 2017, the World Bank started selling something called pandemic bonds. Here's how they're meant to work. Investors buy the bonds paying into a pot of money. Donors from the international community pay the investors interest every month. That's how they make a profit, and it's a lot, as much as 11% per year. After 3 years, if there hasn't been a big outbreak, they get their original investment back. But if there is an outbreak, that money goes to developing countries that need help containing it. So it's basically a gamble. Investors buy in, betting that a pandemic won't happen. Now, it has. COVID-19 has infected more than 1 million people globally. Nearly every country in the world has cases, but none of them has seen a dime from the pandemic bonds. That's because the bonds were designed to entice investors. They have a ton of rules that lower the risk of a payout, specifically 386 pages of fine print. Before the bonds can be paid out, 12 weeks have to have passed since the beginning of an outbreak. Given how drastically the situation can change within a single week, that's a long time to wait. And after that, there's still more waiting. The World Bank needs to work out whether the conditions for the payouts have been met, which can take another couple of weeks. The bank has set a high bar though. It's so high in fact, that since they were issued, pandemic bonds have never been paid out. Even the 2018 Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the second worst outbreak of the disease in history, wasn't enough to trigger them. In the case of COVID-19, if the bonds are eventually distributed, the nations waiting for the much-needed assistance will find their crises may have gotten exponentially worse.